Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel where this is a traditional granny square. We're going to start with a slip knot and I've got a 5mm hook. You can use whatever size of hook you want. It's up to you whatever size of hook you want to practice with. Just remember, the smaller the hook, the smaller the square. The bigger the hook, the bigger the square is going to be. So we're going to make a slip knot. So just sort of make a little pretend gun with your fingers. Now you're going to wrap it around the back of your fingers like this and then just tuck that end in there and give it a little pull, and that's you got yourself a slip knot. You just tighten it onto your hook. So once you've done your slip knot, we're going to do a chain of 4. Now, you hold your hook, whether it's this way, whether it's that way, whether it's any way you want, you hold the hook whichever way is comfortable for you, okay? And hold the yarn whichever way is comfortable for you. A lot of people will wind it around a finger, just so that it helps to keep the tension. I'll show you that again what I do. I put it around my finger like that, so I'm wearing it like a little ring. That helps keep the tension a little bit. Now what you're going to do is, you're going to we're doing a chain of 4. You put your yarn around the back and pull it through your first slip stitch. That's you got one chain around the back. You can hold your stitch here if you want. You can catch it here and through your stitch. That's 2, 3, yarn over, pull it through, that's 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to join this into a little circle. You're going to take the hook, the point, and you're going to push it through that first space of the first chain that you did. Now pull it through, and then you've got 2 stitches and pull it through again. So our little granny square, I'm going to bring that back into the picture. Our little granny square is made up of treble stitches. Now this centre piece here is what we've just made, this piece. That's that little piece inside there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put treble crochet stitches inside there, right inside there. I'll show you on the bigger one, it's easier. That's the bigger one, and that was, well, obviously it's a bigger hook, so the hoop's bigger. Now that's what we've made there, we've made that hoop. So that's the first part. Now we're going to do a chain of 3. The reason we do a chain of 3 is that's how high your treble crochet is. It usually works out about the height of 3 chains. 1, 2, and over again 3. Now what that one is, that's, to find it there we go. I'll use the bigger one, you can actually see them better on the bigger one. Now there's your chain of 3. Your chain of 3 becomes the first ones of your treble crochets in a granny square. Now that's your chain there. On the next row, there's my chain there. And on the next row, the chain's there. And on this row, the chain is there. So we're going to do this chain first. I'll use that big one because we can see it better. Just stick your finger through there so you can see where you're going. Now you're going to do yarn over your crochet hook. Put the point of your crochet hook right through and pull your wool back like that. So you have 3 stitches on your hook. Now go right through that hole. So we're going to do, put your wool over, through 2 stitches, your wool over again, and through again. So now this is going to count as, your chain is going to count as your first treble crochet. So we have 2, 1, 2, put your wool over again, go through that hole, you see, and pull through. Yarn over or wool over, we'll say yarn over, it's easier, through 2 stitches, yarn over and through your next 2 stitches. So now we have 3. We've got our first initial trait, we've got our first initial chain, and then our 2 treble crochets. That's this part here. So there is our first initial chain and the 2 treble crochets. Now we're going to do this corner here, this first corner. To do that, you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to go back in to that little circle. Go back in there, wrap your wool around first, and go back in there and pull your yarn through. So you've got 3 stitches. Yarn over, come through 2 stitches, yarn over, come through the other 2. That gives you your first one of your next set of 3. Yarn over, through the hole, yarn over, through 2 stitches, yarn over, through 2 stitches. Now this is going to make our next set of 3, because we've got a set of 3 here, and we've done this corner, and we're going to do this set of 3 here. So we've done 2, we do 1 more, yarn over, through the hole, pull it through, yarn over, through 2 stitches, yarn over, through the last 2 stitches. So we've got 1 corner made. Now we're going to make the next corner. So what we have is, it should be turned that way actually. So that's your chain of 3 and that's your first 2. And here we are, we've got our chain of 3 and our first 2. So where we are is here. With this is where we are. We're on this first corner. Now we're going to do this corner here. So we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go back into the middle again. So yarn over, and we're going to do 3 more treble crochets. So into the hole, pull it through, yarn over through 2 stitches, yarn over through the next 2 stitches. I'm going to move that again. Yarn over into the middle, pull it through, we've got 3 stitches, yarn over, we've got 2, yarn over, we've got 2. 1 more time, because we've got 2, so we need 1 more. Yarn over, 1 more treble crochet, 3 stitches, yarn over, 2 stitches, yarn over. So can you see your little square starting to work out? So now we're going to do the next corner. We're going to do the 3rd corner. We're on the 3rd corner now. I'll move that back. So we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go into this hole and do 3 more treble crochets. So yarn over, hook through the hole, hook your wool through, or your yarn. I'm going to move that tail. Yarn over, just if it goes like that, just move it round with your finger. Don't be frightened to hold it here. Just hold it where it's comfortable. So through 2 stitches, yarn over through the other 2. Over, through the hole, pull it back, 3 stitches, over, through 2 stitches, over, through 2 stitches, and again, yarn over, through the hole, bring it through 3 stitches, pull it through 2 and pull it through 2. Now what we've got is we've got our 2 holes and our third one, that's here. We've got this one and this one. Now we need to join and make this one here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the chain that joins your square. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And what we're going to do is, remember we've done the first chain, that's it here. Now count 3 loops, 1, 2, 3. You're going to take your hook and you're going to go through the top of that third one, not through the space, through the actual stitch itself. Now you may need to push it through like that. Now we're going to do what's called a slip stitch. We're just going to pull a stitch through and then we've got 2 and pull it through that last one. And there you go. I'm going to just pull that up just a little bit and show you what we've got. Now you should have the first part of your granny square. Now on these corners, if you want, you can put a marker, you can put a different coloured piece of yarn on, you can put a little piece of yarn in there so you know where your corners are, or the holes are big enough for you to see. But if you start to do it round, if you're going to make a big blanket, I suggest you put some pins in to those corners so you know where they are. So the next round, that's round 1 done. So we've done this part here. Now we're going to move on to the next round, the second round. Now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3 again. So yarn over 1, yarn over, chain 2, yarn over, chain 3. So now we've got our chain of 3 again. What we're going to do, this is where some people go wrong because it's going to look a little bit confusing. We're going to put our yarn over and we're going to go directly into this corner and we're going to do 3 treble crochets into this corner. So just go straight into that corner, pull your yarn through. I know it looks really weird, but just stay with it. Put your yarn over, through 2 stitches, yarn over, through your next 2 stitches. Now you're going to say to me, look at it, I've done it wrong. You haven't done it wrong, because what's going to happen is that chain, when we finish this one, it'll move over a little bit and that chain will become a space. So it looks a little strange, but stay with it just now. So yarn over and we're going to do 2 more treble crochets. So 3 stitches on, yarn over, pull through to 2, yarn over, pull through, and again yarn over through the corner piece, and that's your third one. Now can you see that that's moved over a little bit? Can you see that chain's moved over there so it doesn't look quite so strange? Do a chain of 3 now. We're doing another corner. 1, 2, 3. At the corners you'll do 3 treble crochet, 3 chain, and then another 3 treble crochet into the same hole. So we've done a chain of 3, put your yarn over and go through that same hole, the same space as the other 3. do 1 treble, I'm going to do another 2 now, yarn over, treble crochet, yarn over, treble crochet. Now there we go. Now can you see that one, that strange little one here that we started with? It's starting to move over a little bit. That will be the last treble crochet of this corner. So you're getting there. If you've got this shape, you're getting there, you're doing it correct. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our yarn over, and we're going to go straight into this corner now. And we're going to do 3 trebles in this corner. So that's through your 2 stitches, through your 2 stitches, that's 1, yarn over, 2, yarn over for your 3rd treble crochet, and there you go. Now you might say, why didn't you put a chain in the middle? Because we're doing 3 here, it comes over to there, and you've still got that space to put your next set in. So now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 3 treble crochets back into that same section. Treble crochet into there, pull through 2 stitches, pull through 2 stitches, yarn over into that same hole, through 2 stitches, through 2, that's 2 trebles, and our 3rd treble. There we go. So now you've got this. Now we're going to go straight into this corner here. So do 3 treble crochets into this corner. That's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and do 3 more treble crochets into that same corner section. 1, 2, 3. Looking good. This little chain here is our corner. Do you remember the chain we did from the very first row? This is our corner. We're going into this one. 3 treble crochets into this one. You've got a chain here and a chain here. That's the end of the row that we're doing just now. This is the corner, the first corner from the one we did before, from this section. So we're going to go into this chain here. Do 3 treble crochets into there. Get that tail out the way. It can be fiddly. I'm fiddling with it as well, just the same as everybody else is. That's 1, 2, and 3 treble crochets into that corner. Now, do you see how that set has pulled itself down to straighten up this side? So remember, all of your corners have got 3 treble crochets, 3 chain, and 3 treble crochet again. But with this one, we've got to remember that this chain, becomes the 3rd of our treble crochet. So we're only going to do 2 more because we've got this one here already. So yarn over, and we're going to do 2 treble crochets this time. 1 and 2. Now you remember we started with a chain of 3 that made it look strange. This is our third treble crochet to go with that. That chain is the same height, and that will make our third treble crochet. So what you've got to do, don't put your yarn over, find the 1, 2, 3, the third chain hole space, find the third chain space on your chain, 1, 2, 3, it's up here on mine. Don't put your wool over, put your hook through that third chain space, grab your wool and bring it through, and slip stitch that one through there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3 again, and we're going on to round 3. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now as you can see, we have a space here. So what we have to do is this chain becomes your first treble crochet. Count that as your first treble crochet. In this space we're going to do 2 more treble crochets. That does this part. See this part up here? Because we've done this part, we're now doing this part here. I'll set that there. So we're now doing this part. So we're going to do 2 more treble crochets into this space, right through the space. That's 1 treble crochet over and through, and that's 2. So that gives us our 3 treble crochets. That's the same as this section here. Now this one looks different because it hasn't been what's called blocked. That's why it looks slightly bulkier. So now we're going to go straight into this corner space. So wind your wool around and go straight into that corner. Don't chain any, just go straight into that corner. And now through 2 and through 2. Now it looks a little bit wonky. Don't worry, as we do those 3, that one will move over there a little bit. So we're going to do another 2 treble crochets, 3 all together into this section of corner. 3 treble crochets, 1, 2, and this is our third one. And you see that one starting to move down into place. Now we're at the corner, we have to do our 3 chain. 1, 2, 3. Each corner will have 3 treble crochet, 3 chain, and then 3 treble crochet. So 3 treble crochet now, we've done our chain of 3. 1, 2, and 3. So now we've got that corner, and that one's moved into its right place. Now we're going to go into this space between these 2 sections here. We're going to go into this space. So put your yarn over and go straight into this middle space, and we're going to do 3 treble crochets because it's the middle, it's not the corner. That's 1, yarn over, through, that's 2, yarn over and through, and that's your third treble crochet, like that. Now we're going to go into this corner, we're going to go into this chain space, 3 treble crochet. So yarn over and go straight in to the space. 1, yarn over, 2, yarn over, 3, Now do your chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do our 3 treble crochet again into there. 1, 2, and 3. Now we have another space. That's our corner and that's our space. We're going to do 3 treble crochets into this space. So yarn over and into the space. So we're going between these 2 clusters here. That's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to go straight over to this corner. I'll show you where we are. It looks a little strange, but don't worry, we've not finished that section yet. We're going into this corner here now. So yarn over and go straight into this big corner section. 3 treble crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and do another 3 treble crochets into that space. 1, 2, and 3. And that's your next corner done. Now we're going to go into the space between these 2 clusters. We've got this space in here, so we're going to go in there and do 3 treble crochets. 1, 2, and 3. That's you in between those 2 clusters. Now we're going to go on to the last corner here. We're going to go straight in and do 3 treble crochets. 1, 2, my wheel's getting tangled up there. 3. Now we're going to do a 3 chain. 1, 2, and 3. Now the beginning chain is away over here, so we have to do another 3 into this corner here. 3 treble crochets into this corner. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch to the top of this chain. That's the chain we started with. Remember the last one was down here and became part of the corner. Because your square's getting bigger, it's over here now. So count 1, 2, 3 loops of the chain. 1, 2, 3. Push your hook through the 3rd one. Pull your wool through and then slip it through that one. I'll show you that again. Count 1, 2, 3 parts of your chain. Push your hook through. Catch your wool, bring it through and slip it right through. I'm going to make that stitch bigger so that I can show you what it's like now. Now this is what your little square is like now. It's getting bigger. So that's us done 1, 2, 3 rounds. Now we're on the final round. A lot of people when they do granny squares, they do 4 rounds. Now remember, this one was done on a slightly bigger hook. So we've got 1, 2, 3 and we've got the 4th one. Now as you can see, there's more spaces developed on the 4th one. As you make it bigger, you will get more and more clusters of 3 along each edge. So we are here. We are on this row here. We've done this row. 1, 2, 3 clusters. 1, 2, 3 clusters. We'll do one more row and then we'll finish the granny square off. You can continue if you want around and around and around, making it bigger, as long as you remember when you get to your corner, do your cluster of 3, your 3 chain and then a cluster of 3 and go straight over to your space. Don't do any chain, just go straight over to your space, do your 3 and then straight over to the next one, do your 3 and then do your cluster, your 3, your chain and your other 3 for your corner. Every corner gets 2 sets of 3 in it with your chain, and the rest just get a cluster of 3, just like that. Okay, so now we're on row 4. This is the last row. If you're just doing little granny squares, you can carry it on, like I've said already, you can carry on and make it bigger and bigger. So we're going to start with a chain of 3. 1, 2, just going to put my wool around my finger, help keep my tension. 3. Now, as you can see, there's no space to dive into, it's way over here. So again, we're going to have it make it look a little strange. Put your wool around and go straight in to that space. And do your treble. There we go. And again, we've got that strange little triangle. That's fine. Remember, we had the strange little triangle down here. That will straighten out when we've got the other sets done. So don't worry about that. That will become a space. So don't worry about that. So we've got 1 in that space. We're going to put another 2 treble crochet. Oh well, there's my ball just falling down onto the floor. So our 3rd treble crochet into that space. Now we're going straight over to the corner. 3 treble crochet, 3 chain and 3 treble crochet all into that same space there. So 1 treble crochet, 2 treble crochet and 3. Now chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I hope you're all managing to keep up. Then 3 treble crochet into the same space for the corner. 1, 2 and 3. And that's that corner done. So we're going to go across to this space. Now this time we've got 2 spaces before we get to the next corner. We've got 3 clusters here. So again, yarn over and go straight into this cluster. Don't do any chains or anything, just go straight in to that chain space there. Just go into that space. That's 1 treble, 2 trebles. When you saw me doing that, that's because my yarn is down on, my wool's down on the floor. It's a lot easier if you just pull some of your wool free you won't need to keep doing that. Now, treble crochet. Now you can do granny squares in what the UK would call a double crochet, or in America and other countries it's a single crochet. You can do smaller chains if you want to do smaller ones. It's up to you. Once you master how to do your traditional granny square, you can make all sorts of granny squares. You can make them all different sizes with different hooks. They'll come out as different sizes as well. Even like these sort of bigger ones that I've got here, you can get all different ones. So again, yarn over, and we're going into this space here now. 1, 2, and my third treble crochet. Now we're going into the corner. Now this is the corner. And what do we do at the corner? 3 treble crochet, 3 chain, 3 treble crochet into that space. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and do 3 treble crochet into that same space. 1, 2, and 3. And that's your next corner done. We're going to work our way across to this corner. So we've got 2 spaces to do first. So into that space, 3 treble crochet. 2 and 3. Pull some yarn up. And then over into this chain space between these 2 clusters, we're going into this space here. Yarn over and straight in. 1, 2 treble crochet, and our third treble crochet. Now to our corner, 3 treble crochet straight in to that corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3 more treble crochet into that same corner space. 1, I've got a little thread there. 1, 2, and our third treble crochet. Now we're going to do 3 treble crochet into this space and 3 treble crochet into this space. So yarn over and go straight to that space. 1 and 2 and 3. Now my little puppy Muttley, he's not so much a puppy anymore, he's nearly 9 months old. He's sitting at the side of me. Now before I throw his toys for him to chase, I count 1, 2, 3. He's sitting right at the side of me, and his little face is a real picture because he's waiting on me throwing this across the room so he can go after it. Poor Muttley. So yarn over and we're going to go into this next space, straight into the space, and do 3 treble crochet. Now like I said, you will find your own way to hold your hook, you'll find your own way to grip and hold your yarn, whether it's around your fingers or whether it's just tucked in there and held on. We're at our last corner, so our starting point's over here. So on this corner we're going to do 3 treble crochet, 3 chain and 3 treble crochet. So yarn over and straight in to that space to 1 treble crochet, 2, and there's your third one. Get myself some more yarn up. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and go 3 more treble crochet into that corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to go over to this space. Now what we need to do is, remember we did that chain and we ended up with that triangle. We need to make that chain of 3 join. So what we need to do is, this chain becomes the 3rd treble crochet of this last space. So put your yarn over and go into this last space between these 2 clusters. We're going to do 2 treble crochets, only going to do 2. That's 1 and 2. Now that chain becomes your 3rd one. Now, like on the other rows, count 1, 2, 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3, put, make sure we get it right here, 2, 3. Put your hook through the 3rd chain space, just push it through, catch your wool and pull it through, and then pull it through that stitch there, slip it through. We're doing a slip stitch. I'm going to pull that a little bit bigger. I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to cut that off. Now just put your tail end through that hoop and just pull it tight. Now you can use a darning needle and you can stitch that in just back and forward underneath those stitches. And there you have your very first granny square. I'm going to come down a little bit. There we are. You've got your first granny square. Now if you want to make your granny square, if you want to make your granny square bigger, all you'll do is continue doing your 3 treble crochets into the spaces, then doing 3, chain 3 and 3 again, and then into the next space, into the next space and the next, and then do it twice in the corner. As long as you do 2 sets of 3 with your 3 chain in that corner, you should keep it square. Now if you can't keep it as a square, get yourself some little markers and you can just pop them in to each of the corners so you know where your corners are. Sandra McRae, that's my sister Sandra, she keeps turning hers into a circle the bigger she gets, and usually it's because you forget where your corners are. That's what she said to me. I keep forgetting which ones are my corners, and that's your corners. If you mark it or put a piece of bright coloured wool in there, and you can just take it back out. If you just cut yourself a bright piece of wool, fold it in half. I'll do it in this corner because I've not got one in. put it through your corner space, feed the 2 tails through the hook like that, don't pull it too tight, and that's you got a little marker that you can just pull out and move each corner as it gets bigger and bigger. So anything that you can use to mark your corners if you're doing a bigger square, anything that's going to help you until you can manage to do it without them. That's the reverse. There is a right and a wrong side with these. That's that side. It's up to you how you do your granny squares. Now that you know how to make them, you can do them like this and join them together, but make sure they're all the same size. So if you're going to do 4 rounds, then make sure you do 4 rounds with all your granny squares. If you're going to do 4 and add a different colour, make sure you make them all the same size with the same amount of rounds on them. There we go. I hope that helps you, especially my sister Sandra. I hope that helps you to get your granny squares right. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. There is a subscribe button right here. If you press that, you'll subscribe to my channel. It is free. There's also a little bell icon right about there as well. If you click on that, you will get a notification when I post a new tutorial. So once again, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. So until the next time, take care and I'll see you all again soon.